Hello Explorer, this is going to be my first attempt at some figure photography. Of course using Transformers. So a lot of my videos are out and about, vlogs, conventions, pop culture days out, unusual locations, and occasionally I journey into craft and arty things. And I really wanted to try and do a craft video that I can get done in a day, because so often those have really spiraled off out of control and have taken me weeks, sometimes months to get done. So this is all about doing all of this in one day with things that are around the flat, because I'm on a budget. I've got a big trip coming up, so I really can't afford to really go out anywhere, so I've got to save for that. So I'm going to use things that are around the flat, use some Transformers, and do some awesome figure photography. Fingers crossed, hopefully it's awesome. Let's see how I get on. Primarily, I'm going to be using the Insecticons because I think they've got really great posability. I think together the three of them look great, and then because I like the idea of the scale and also I just really like the figures, I quite want to use the Micro Masters, some of those guys, and also Beachcomber because again I love the design, love the colours. I think nice contrast, the blue versus the yellow and purples. So I want to keep it simple, but I still want it to all be exciting. So we're only going to use a few props. I have amassed a great big pile of paper straws, and somewhere behind me there's a bag of cotton wool balls, and I should have some silver foil as well for various dioramas that I've never got around to building for my wargame miniatures. So we'll fish those out and then we'll get making some things, and you'll see what they're all for as we go. Laser fire and blast effects. Just in case you've been honest and you haven't recently watched Transformers: A Generation 1 cartoon, little recap for you. Purple is the colour of Saturday morning villainy and the Decepticons laser blasts, and yellow is the colour of heroic justice and the Autobots laser fire. Straws are complete, fairly mindless job, but surprisingly quite engrossing and relaxing, so I quite enjoy doing that. But let's take them and we'll start arranging our scene, or we'll do a few different scenes. I'm not sure how this is going to play out yet, but the foil and the cotton wool and that I'm going to paint once it's in place. So already, slight issue. It turns out the straws are a little too big for the blasters, they keep falling off. So hopefully a blob of blue tack shoved in the end will remedy this. Let's see how we get on. What do you reckon? A little cotton wool in the end, does that work? I think it does. We'll find out when we take some photos if it will turn up on camera. But yeah, it looks too plain if you just shove a straw on the end. I don't really like the plastic ones where it's got loads of explosion markings all over, but I think something subtle like that hopefully works. I was going to make use of these shelves behind because I think it'd be really cool to have the Insecticons up here shooting down on the Autobots, and then also can do kind of reverse shots as well, because I think It'll look cool, hopefully, having like explosions hitting off all the books and the shelves. I really enjoy it when it looks like toys have come to life. Maybe I'll do something with dioramas in the future, but I never have enough time to do anything exciting. Let's first of all do a bit of an experiment on the table, see how it all looks, and then we can upgrade to the shelving and make things a bit more dynamic. What do you reckon? The explosion, I don't think it looks too bad, although I'm not sure it's totally obvious what it actually is, especially out of context. Straw foil and wool with a bit of paint on it. I think the paint doesn't look too bad in person. Don't know how it translates to screen, but it looks good. I hope the table likes it because that got a bit of a painting as well. But I mean, an explosion's quite chaotic and it doesn't really lack a proper form, so it sort of works, but I definitely need to refine that. Some potential here. It looks alright. I think I'm miles away from being good at this, but for a first crack at it without much of a clue of what I'm doing, I don't think it looks too bad. We'll move on to the shelves and try and set up something a bit more dynamic and see how all that turns out. So as much as there's a little while to go before I'm proficient and good at this, it's pretty engrossing. Like, it's really enjoyable actually. Doing something practical. Like, I do some wargame miniature painting, but so often I find I just don't manage to fit it into my schedule. So it's nice to get doing something a bit crafty and a bit arty again like this. Pretty good fun. Coming up to 4 o'clock and I still haven't actually had lunch. I completely lost track of time. This has been a really enjoyable and engrossing project. Although quite brief, it's been fun to flex my creative skills and do a bit of craft activities. It makes me really excited to actually go out and do some figure photography, and also it's great that I haven't spent any money on it, though I think I'd like to spend a bit of money in the future and just really learn more skills on just being able to take better photos and making them look more exciting. But let's take a look at the finished displays and then I'll tell you where my big trip is and what's coming up next on the channel. I think I did a good job. Am I right? Let me know below. But click left if you want to see my last outing at the Board Game Expo, or click right in probably about 3 weeks' time when you'll be able to find me doing another Transformers related thing. I'll be at TFCon in Toronto, Canada. Super excited for this one. Really big adventure. I'm going to film there and also film around Canada. So check back soon. See you soon, Explorer.